Chukky Okobi back with more basic instructions, mind mastery. Today we're talking about how to advance and progress with your quality of thinking. Being able to optimize your quality of thinking helps you create more possibilities, discover your potential, and become more empowered in your life. Recognize that our life is a reflection of our thoughts. And again, those thoughts are made up of language and words. So what I want to do for you right now is illustrate how just by changing words that we use on a regular basis, we can change the way we focus and we can change the way we feel about our life and careers. Words, right? I mean, they're so much more powerful and impactful than you can imagine. And not necessarily just the big words we use. You ever notice how the smallest words many times have the most energy behind them? The smallest words can really be powerful and affect us in major ways. The results being many of the challenges and frustrations that we find ourselves feeling in our careers, our business, and especially in our relationships. So I'm asking myself, what words am I using all the time? What does it feel like or sound like in my mind? What story am I regularly telling myself? See, much of the mind mastery work I do when coaching clients and companies is putting you in touch with how language functions inside your mind. The words we use to communicate, not just with others, but more importantly, how we talk to ourselves. Realize that the words we use allude to a lot more about what's going on deep inside, especially when we're talking to ourselves. I mean, words simply represent some activity in the brain, symbols that represent a specific neural function in your mind. That's why words can cause us to feel pain deep inside, like when you hear about someone passing or you read a news story. At the same time, words can make us feel incredibly good, like think about the lyrics to your favorite song or reading your favorite novel. Words are the means by which we humans influence our fellow creatures, are they not? Words. I'll give you an example of how some small words can create big problems. Have you ever found yourself saying, "Oh, I got to go pick up my kids," or "I got to work out"? You're thinking things to yourself, I got to go to work. Recognize that that word got is a loaded word. I got to do this. I have to. I'm obligated to do this. Now, just imagine if we change the word got. As a matter of fact, just imagine if we switch just one letter and change that O to an E, change the word from got to get. What if instead you were saying to yourself, I get to work out. I get to go to work. I get to pick up my kids today. One little shift changes the way you feel. It changes the way you focus. It changes your behavior. Think about all these shifts in your reality in this moment just by changing the words I'm using in my mind. Again, we're thinking about our own thinking. This lesson is about becoming conscious of the words and being mindful of the words we're using. I want you to be super sensitized, not only to the questions you're asking yourself, but also the actual makeup of the words, the structure of your language. When you change your words, you change your life. When you change your words, you can change your world. Another example, Jim Quick, the famous brain coach. He had a conference at which he invited on stage for an interview the Grammy Award-winning producer Quincy Jones. In an attempt to illustrate to the crowd that was there how we all have problems that we're dealing with, he asked Quincy Jones to talk about the problems that he faced in his career in music. Jones said, I don't have any problems. Jim Quick, being that deep and quick thinker that he is, he went deeper and he asked, well, what about earlier in life? What about earlier in your career? What problems did you have to overcome? To which Jones answered, I don't have any problems. I just have puzzles. You could see Jim Quick's mind just being blown away because you change that word from problem to puzzle, and all of a sudden it feels different. For me, when I think about my problems and I change the word to puzzle, it becomes unlimited, so many more possibilities. So in your mind, it goes from a problem to a puzzle. And for those of you that enjoy a good crossword or word search, I'm sure you'd agree, the idea of a puzzle feels much better, much, much more positive than a problem. So you'll find that the quality of your life and career comes down to the quality of the words and language you use with yourself and with others. So think about yourself and break it down to the individual words. What words are you using on a daily basis that direct your focus, that make you feel a certain way? See, as a human being, you have the agency, you have the power to be able to transform your language, the words that you're using on a day-to-day basis. The language that you choose to use changes how we focus, changes how we feel, changes how you think. So that's today's lesson. Monitor your language. Words have power. Words are like magic. Think about this. That's why we call it spelling. Perhaps you just don't know what you don't know. But I imagine that if you did realize just how powerful your mind is, you wouldn't say or think words that you didn't want to be true. So this is part of your discovery, having that curiosity of how can I build my language set to be able to enhance your vocabulary. You can enhance your life and enhance your career. That's the lesson. You change your words, change your life. Success is simple if you know the basic instructions of mind mastery.